Hey guys, so I know I promised a stretching video next, but then I discovered I could do this. So I've been practicing this for a few days and now I feel like confident enough that I found a good technique for me that works the best. So we're going to show you guys, just me. I'm going to show you how to do this, but I'm going to do it on my cheek. What you will need: paper towel, water, couple sources, a dark purple paint that's safe for skin, and same with the red. And then I'm going to be using this yellow pattern. I just touched the concealer. It's yellow. You want to have I don't even know what it's for, but it works. For me, it looks like it just kind of calms everything down and makes less in your face and more like it's on your skin. It's there. Ow. Because, I mean, look at this. This looks a little painful. This doesn't show you anything. It's just, okay. Here we go. Oh, and you'll also need a wedge sponge. Maybe. I just got these at the dollar store. They're fairly cheap and they work amazing. Camera, right there. Oh boy. And then paintbrush for your paint. This already has its own brush, but if you weren't using one with a brush, then you would want to have another brush for purple. Do not mix them. It will not turn out like this. So, I'm going to get started. Do this on my cheek here. Going to get another mirror. Kind of turn a little sideways. So, what you want to do is I outline, my cheekbone. And I put a generous amount. Alright, so what you want to look like, you take your sponge and you're just going to dab around. Not too hard, you don't legit want to give yourself a bruise. And you're going to dab until all the dots are blended into your skin. This is so hard to talk and do this. I'm kind of dabbing and then swiping in different directions. And not all two bruises are going to look like. So this is not going to look like this, or the ones that I have all over my leg for testing purposes. So you kind of look like that. It's just a few little dots. Okay. Kind of uneven spot on my face. Good? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to take your red. You're going to take your sponge. Hold it in the sand. And I do it this way so that the paint does not dry before I can go. And so I just kind of put the brush down on my water glass. And do this. That was actually a lot of red. Don't worry if you do too much red. Mine's water-based, so it comes up with water. I would suggest that. Don't get alcohol-based. Don't worry about this. You'll get it off. It's okay. Do a few more. I keep looking over here and making sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, don't worry about stragglers if you get any. You can easily clean this up with water. That's what I'm going to do now. So, wash your brush off for me. get water everywhere. And I just kind of dip my brush in water and then kind of swipe these off. Kind of blend it into the look. So now that your red is on, mine is too like bright and there. I put the part of my sponge just barely into the water, like just on the surface. Or for a technique, that's like if you don't have a squirt bottle. I will use a squirt bottle sometimes, but for right now, we're just going to do this. So you want to make sure it's decently wet. Now I'm going to add more purple just because I want it to look more like this. So that's a more purplish one. This is more pink. We're going to add a little bit more purple to break up the red. Okay, or not. Thanks, purple, for not doing your job. You can see the difference between purple, no purple, on top of the red. You don't want to do too much because you don't want to overpower the red completely. You guys still can't see what I'm doing. I keep like comparing it to this one. It's like, that's a good one. I don't know what this is. Okay. Just gonna spray myself with water. Now I kind of want it to dry. I don't want it to be too wet. And then you dab it yet again. You're breaking up the red even more. Make sure none of your edges are too there. You don't want it to look like it's legit just paint on your face. So, the closer view of it while you're just like dabbing, a little bit of swiping, but as an edge. You want your color to be perfect. You don't want anything else to be perfect because it's a bruise. Make weird faces. You just gotta stretch your face around so that you can get it where you want it. So this looks really painful, guys, doesn't it? Alright, I just noticed edges up here that need to go away. We'll fix those later. And then, Jesus, get purple all over your finger. That's how you do it. Now you're going to take I'm using yellow, and you just kind of get it in there. And just kind of dab it around. Still a little wet, so you might want to wait for it to dry. I'm just kind of doing it. This needs to be more blended out. Looks too perfect. have successfully made a bruise. So yeah, there are many other techniques that you can do. One is, because I guess I'm done with the sponge, so I'm going to show you where you do this. You just pinch it and pull, and you make little holes in it. And you do that. For me, I don't like this technique for me personally, because I'll get that, there's a certain pattern that it will make once you're done. And then you get that pattern all over your face. You just don't want that at all. You don't want it to look the same all over. With using it just, flat, I get if you just put dots, then you get, the random dots on here on top of other dots, and then it just looks like a scattering of dots, and, you get that effect that I had here. You can still kind of see it here, and it's more uneven. I look like I am in so much pain. I'm not, it's okay. But yeah, there are other ways to do it. This is just my way. One main key of this is making sure you have the right colors, because you don't want a really bright purple or a really bright red. You kind of want them to stay on the darker side of it all. And so, yeah, and make sure that they are skin safe. And I would recommend a water-based paint, because then it's easier to manipulate it. If it's alcohol-based, then, especially if you're doing it right next to your eyes, that is not safe, and it could disrupt everything else. And you can't quite spray the alcohol on your face, because when you get sprayed water, it's not, pushing water into it. It's like, ooh, okay, now you kind of get it off. And so, if you're going to use the techniques that I use, I would recommend not alcohol, because that would be something I got water everywhere, not just here, and that wouldn't be good if you got alcohol everywhere. But yeah, that's it. It doesn't matter what kind of paintbrush you use. I am just using an angled brush. There. It's covered in paint because I've used it so much. And yeah, I'm getting it everywhere. I am a mess of bruises, but this has been really fun. It's really fun to do these, so give it a shot. And don't be discouraged if your first bruise does not turn out the best. The first bruise that I ever did was okay. First bruise on my cheek, I will always compare my bruises to that, because I will forever and always think that was my best, because that was wow, I can do this. I mean, this one's in the running too. I mean, look at it. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. If this was too hard for you to follow along, let me know, and I will make another one where it's more in-depth and slower for you to keep up. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun YouTube stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!